Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Future Stars live on Hidayat TV. And just to remind you, our topic is Imam Raza alayhi salam and his sister Masuma Qom. So before the break, I mentioned that Zohar is gonna now recite a surah from the Quran. So can we start her off with a loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى إن إلى ربك الرجعى أرأيت الذي ينهى عبدا إذا صلى أرأيت إن كان على الهدى أو أمر بالتقوى أرأيت إن كذب وتولى ألم يعلم بأن الله يرى كلا لئن لم ينته لنسفعا بالناصية ناصية كاذبة خاطئة فليدع ناديه سندع الزبانية كلا تطعه واسجد واقترب صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Thank you for that beautiful recitation of the Quran. So we're going to go back onto our topic. So before the break, Miss was talking about a little bit how the craftiness of the ruler at the time, Ma'mun al-Rashid. So what he was actually doing, that because of the popularity that Imam was actually getting at that time, especially from Iran, that he said that Harun Rashid will announce his support for the Imam and announce the Imam as his successor. So now Hussein's just gonna finish up on his part of the show. So can we start him off with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum.
The Imam at first rejected the offer, saying that he was not interested in holding worldly power, and he was quite satisfied in carrying out the missionary work and living in a quiet life in Medina. Ma'mun knew that the final rejection of his offer by the Imam would lead him to extreme unpopularity, and therefore pressed the Holy Imam to accept. Imam Raza then very reluctantly agreed to the demand and wrote the following remarks on the document of succession. I accept the succession of Ma'mun on the condition that he admits our right to the direct succession of the Prophet. I can foresee that there is a catch in it, but I do not want to refuse the mover of the proposal until he proves to be unworthy of his commitment. From Al-Mur Shibili books Al-Ma'mun, we get a very clear picture of how Ma'mun decided to offer his leadership to Imam Raza. Imam Raza was the eighth Imam, and Ma'mun could not help holding him in great esteem because of the Imam's piety, wisdom, knowledge, modesty, decorum, and personality. Therefore, he decided to nominate him as the rightful heir to the throne. Early in 200 AH, he had summoned the Abbasids. 33,000 Abbasids responded to the invitation and were entertained as royal guests. During their stay at the capital, he very closely observed and noted their capabilities, and eventually arrived at the conclusion that not one of them deserved to succeed him. He therefore spoke to them all in an assembly in 201 AH, telling them in categorical terms that none of the Abbasids deserved to succeed him. He demanded allegiance to Imam Raza from the people in this very meeting and declared that royal robes would be green in future, the color which had the unique distinction of being of the Imam's dress. A royal decree was published saying that Imam Raza would succeed Mamun and that his title would be Ali Raza min al-Muhammad. Even after the declaration of succession, when there was every opportunity for the Imam to live a splendid, worthy royal life, he did not pay any heed material comforts and devoted himself completely to imparting the true Islamic conception of the Prophet's teachings and the Holy Quran. He spent most of his time praying to God and serving the people, taking full advantage of the concessions given to him by virtue of his elevated position in the royal court. He organized majlises to commemorate the martyrs of Karbala. These majlises were held during the days of Imam Muhammad Baqir and Imam Jafar as-Sadiq, but Imam Raza gave the majlises a new impetus by encouraging those poets who wrote moving poems discipling the moral aspects of the tragedy and the sufferings of Imam Hussein and his companions. Mamun had been frightened by the growing popularity of the Imam, and he had appointed him as his heir to the throne only for the fulfillment of his own ambiguous and sinister designs by getting the Imam endorsement to his devious schemes. But the Imam naturally refused to give his endorsement to any such plans which were against the teachings of Islam. Mamun therefore became disenchanted with him and decided once and for all to check his growing popularity, ensuring his own survival by acting according to the old traditions of killing the Imam. Wanting to do it in a more subtle manner, he invited the Imam to a dinner and fed him poisonous grapes. The Imam died on the 7th of Safar 203 AH. He was buried in Mashhad, and his shrine speaks well for the great personality of the Imam possessed. Myriads of Muslims visit his shrine every year to pay their homage to this Imam.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjuhum. Thank you for that, Hussein. And now Zohra is going to talk a little bit more about and give a story of our Imam. So can we start off with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjuhum.
There are many sayings of Imam Ali Raza alayhi salam, but today I am going to share with you a few. Imam Ali Raza alayhi salam said, "Faith is a degree above Islam. Allah's fairness is a degree above faith, and nothing less than Allah's fairness has been divided among men. Certainty of Allah is the best degree of faith and is one of the qualities of the great Allah fearing, whose hearts Allah examines for faith." Imam Raza alayhi salam said, "When the believer does a good deed, he becomes happy, and when he does an evil deed, he asks Allah forgiveness. The Muslim is he from whose tongue and hand the Muslims are safe. To us does not belong he from whose calamities his neighbors are not safe."
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjuhum. Thank you for that. And now we're going to go on to Hira, who has something about his sister Masuma Kum. So can we start off with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjuhum.
It is interesting to know that Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salam foretold the birth of this noble lady and her presence in Qum many years before her birth. Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salam said, تقبض فيها أمرات من ولد اسمها فاطمة بنت موسى وتدخل بشفاعتها شيعة الجنة بأجمعيهم. A lady from my children whose name will be Fatima, daughter of Musa, will die in Qum. On the day of judgment, this lady will intercede for all my Shia to enter heaven. Allama Majlisi narrates from Imam al-Sadiq, وستدفن فيها أمرات من أولادي تسمى فاطمة فمن زارها وجبت له الجنة. A lady from my children by the name of Fatima will be buried in Qum. Whoever visits her shrine will certainly be admitted to heaven. Since Imam al-Kadhim alayhi salam was born 128 years after Hijrah and Lady Fatima Masuma 173 years after Hijrah, this speech was made about 45 years before her birth. Therefore, the good news of her birth was told 45 years before she was born. Lady Masuma was born on the 1st of Zulqa'dah 173 years in Medina, after Hijrah in Medina. The father of Lady Fatima Masuma was the 7th Imam, Imam Musa al-Kadhim alayhi salam. The mother of Lady Fatima Masuma was also the mother of the 8th Imam, Imam Ali al-Ridha alayhi salam. She had no children other than these two. She was known by several names, but the most well-known of them was Najma Khatun. The name of Lady Fatima Masuma was Fatima al-Kubra. The title of Masuma was given to this noble lady by her brother, Imam al-Ridha alayhi salam. Imam al-Ridha said, "Man zara al-ma'sumata biqum kaman zarani." Whoever visits Masuma in Qum, it is like they have visited me. Karimat al-Ahlul Bayt is another title of Bibi Masuma. This title means the noble one of the family of the Prophet. It was given to her by Imam al-Baqir or by Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam in a dream seen by Ayatollah Sayyid Mahmud Marashi Najafi. One of the qualities of Lady Fatima Masum was her considerable knowledge of the various Islamic science and the teachings and merits of the family of the Prophet. She is counted amongst the highest rank of reliable narrators of traditions. 179 years after Hijrah, Imam al-Kadhim was arrested on the orders of Harun, the Abbasid Caliph, and taken from Medina to Baghdad. In Baghdad, he was imprisoned and he remained in prison until his death, which was 183 years after Hijrah. The separation of Lady Fatima Masuma from her father was very difficult for her. From the time of the imprisonment of her father, Lady Fatima Masuma was under the guardianship of her brother, Imam Ridha, who was 25 years older than her. This lasted up till 200 years after Hijrah, when he was summoned to Khorasan by Mamun. After a difficult year of separation from her beloved brother, Lady Fatima Masuma decided to go to him. She began this journey from Medina to Khorasan, 201 years after Hijrah, accompanied by a caravan made up of some members of her households and friends of Imam. This caravan reached a town called Saweh on their way to Khorasan. Here they were attacked by the enemies of the family of the Prophet. A woman from the enemies put poison in the food of Lady Fatima Masuma and she became ill. Although the separation from her father had been very difficult, Lady Fatima Masuma still had her brother to comfort her. However, 200 years after Hijrah, Mamun the Abbasid Caliph demanded Imam Ridha's presence in Khorasan. The departure of her brother further increased her sorrow. This separation lasted for only about 1 year, but sadly she passed away before they could be reunited. When Imam Ridha alayhi salam reached Khorasan 200 years after Hijrah, he was poisoned to death by Mamun 203 years after Hijrah. She then asked to be taken to Qum and her request was granted. After a few days of staying in Qum, she died of her illness and was buried there. Her holy shrine is in Iran, Qum, and it is so special that thousands and millions of people visit it all the time. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjum. Thank you for that. And unfortunately, that is all that we had for all time that we have for today's show. So thank you for all for coming here and giving some important information about Imam and her sister Masuma Qum. So we'll see you next week, same time, same place on Hidayat TV. But until then, good Hafiz.